Yo guys, welcome back. On this video we are going to discuss about the areas where we can fund out our liquidities. So number one area where liquidity can be found is your equal high or low. So your equal high or lows are your liquidity zones. Let's say for instance, if price is going up, creating higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and price come to the zone here, giving us an equal high at the same zone. And we see that the sellers pushing the price all the way down and broke out from the zones, and we see some signs of price changing character and price continue going down. On this episode now, this is your equal high, and it's the same thing as your double top. So your double top or equal highs is your liquidity zones, and that scenarios goes as your equal low. Let's say if price is going down, creating lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and give us a double bottom at the same scenarios, broken out from this high and price are going up. And that's the scenario. This double top is our liquidities. It's also known as your equal low, or you call it double bottom. So that's are the areas where liquidity can fund. The second area where you can fund out your liquidity is your string high and low. So in this kind of scenarios, let's say for instance, price have been going down for a while now, price creating lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we see price is a very strong support zone. So price was trying to reject these zones, buyers pushing the price up to the zone and broke up from this recent high. And we see that price come back to the same scenarios here, and buyers push the price up. So at the same scenarios, this is your string low. So these areas is your liquidity zones. So you can spot out your liquidity at this zone, which is your string high and low. And the same thing happen in your string high. It's just a vice versa. I won't be talking about that. So the third area where you can find out your liquidity is your trend line. I know a lot of people will say, how come liquidity in trend line? Yes, you can find out your liquidity in trend line. Let's say for instance, price will be going up, creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and we see that this is about a very straight line representing a trend line, a parallel line, right? So in these scenarios, we see that this is equal to this, is parallel to this. So this area is your liquidity zones. So your trend line is also an area where you can spot out liquidity. Hope you get that, guys. So the fourth area where you can spot out your liquidities is your hold high or low. Let's say for instance, okay, this is for hold high or low. This of your hold high and low, your hold high and low is just like a trend line, but it's different scenarios. Let's say if price are going up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So these same scenarios, you're expecting price to definitely come here and started buying the same scenarios here at these zones. Definitely this is your liquidity zone. So if price come back here to these zones and started buying, these zones is your old low. So definitely price come out to this low and started buying, because this is our old low, the initial old low. That is area where you can spot out your liquidity, your hold high or low. The same thing happened to hold high, vice versa. So the fifth ways on how we can spot out our liquidities, or areas where you can spot out our liquidity, is your support and resistance zones. So your support and resistance zones are areas where liquidity can be found. I know a lot will be shocked. Yeah, that's it. Your support zones and resistance zones, liquidity can be found in those zones. Okay, let's say for instance, price, let's say this price will be going this, let's say price will be accumulating, and we see that this is a very strong support zones, resistance zones, and this is a very strong support zones. So liquidity can be found in those zones here because they are equal by here. So liquidity can be found here. These zones are your areas of liquidity, and the same scenario goes to your resistance zone. Liquidity can be found here. These zones are your liquidity. So these are the areas where you can find out liquidity. So the number 6 where you can find out your liquidity is your fair value gap. Fair value gap. Okay, let's say for instance our price have been going up. Price have been in an uptrend. Price creating an higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we see that price just give us a very bullish engulfing candlesticks. So definitely this is our imbalance. Definitely we are expecting price to refill this space, this entire zones here. So if price is coming back, okay, this is our imbalance, this is our space. So we expect price to come back and refill this space before going up. So if price can definitely come back somewhere around these zones. There's a lot of what? Buyers in these zones. So this area can be your liquidity zones, right? So in your imbalance, liquidity zones are there. Okay, that is the 6th area where you can find out your liquidity. The 7th area where you can spot out your liquidity is your psychological level. Psychological level. Your areas of psychological level. In case of EURUSD, I think the psychological level is 1.2000. So definitely if price have been going up, and got to the psychological level of 1.2000, this area is your area of liquidity. That area is your area of liquidity. So definitely price will definitely start coming down, or you see price will definitely go down. So this area is your area of liquidity in times of psychological level. So 1.2000 is your area of liquidity in your EURUSD. So guys, that's it, and bye for now.